was pretty much, well, was and still is, right, one of the best decisions I took during my college journey, more so because I had a really tough time my freshman year. So when I found out that there was, an office within DePaul that helped students of color, was like the best part of everything. I met a lot of cool people, and more than anything, staff that really care about me as a student, but more as a person. So my experience has been fantastic. I do not regret any of it, and in fact, I wish I knew about it early on, when I first started at DePaul.
How they identify, so it's just like a broad topic in a way, but it's like very narrow because again we're there to help these students be successful at DePaul University. So whether that be in their first year with the STARS program, EDGE, up to like their senior year with either scholarships, and also with like the PASS program. So there's a bunch of different programs, but we just always are here to help students from like their first year till they graduate. DePaul University, and what pretty much STARS does is they pairs them up with like a mentor who's either in their second year here, maybe third year, or a senior year, and it pretty much is like that kind of like first contact at DePaul University for like resources, mentorship, just anything in general that they might need is what that mentor is there for the STARS program. So
Became a mentee my freshman year. I was a little thrown off when I got some emails talking about, welcome to the STARS program. I'm like, what is that? But it was great because it helped me navigate all the resources that DePaul had, more so because I came from a high school that was mainly like Latinos, or I could actually say Mexicans. So it was very hard for me to jump into DePaul, which is pretty much, white, very like predominantly a white institution. So for me, it was hard to navigate that. So my mentor, Cruz, at the time, he, introduced me to many Latinx communities here within DePaul, and that allowed me to open up a little bit more, meet more people, and start navigating my college journey a little bit different than I did before. And now as a mentor, I want to do the same. I want to have an impact in students at an early stage, so they don't feel like they don't belong, or that they are not good enough for this institution, because we all are. And it's not necessarily just being a color student, right? It's also first generation students, or having a different identity for yourselves.
The President's Diversity Brunch. So the way that we saw it was we wanted the students, well, first we wanted family to come and engage with students. So we wanted family to come in and actually get to see what the students are doing, what the program is at DePaul University, so they can kind of see their children are going to DePaul University, they're getting an education, they get to see there's a community, there's these resources, there's these people who care about their children, and they are there for their children to help them succeed in college. So it's one of the biggest thing, and also for the students to hear some stories, and for parents also hear some stories of some of our students who again identify the same as them, and who are succeeding and are graduating and who are doing great things, and say, hey, this can be you in a few years.
I remember being at this lunch a few years back, and I saw the students and I was like, hey, why am I not one of those students? So it was very funny how after my reaction, the following year I was actually asked to be part of this team. It was fantastic, and also it was very hard because I didn't know what is that I wanted to convince people to, or share about myself. I already mentioned that I'm undocumented, so I was like, should I talk about that? Should I not? So I just wrote everything down, and what has DePaul done for me? What have I asked DePaul to do for me? And what are my resolutions now that I'm leaving DePaul? So that was kind of what helped me draft my speech, and it really all came out to just sharing my experiences, sharing who I am, and sharing what is that I want to become, and just projecting that to new students, because at the end of the day, I just want to leave a legacy, right? That being motivated and being self-motivated and self-preparing, using resources can really help you and lead you to the career path that you want. I believe that as a marginalized student, sometimes using the word marginalized is a little personally it has a negative connotation. So I feel, and I look at it more as a student that maybe didn't have all the resources. So kind of you come with less of a disadvantage. But I believe that because of not having those resources early on in our development as humans and as people, that put us a little bit behind. So you don't jump into your career right away because you have no clue what you want to do, right? Or you don't have the financial resources to travel abroad or to go to, I don't know, somewhere else, to explore that. And or you might feel that you're not prepared enough to look for those internships and meet with people, just because you have that connotation of like, I'm less than. Just really invite students to come by to OMSS and not be afraid to ask questions, and just ask for whatever that comes to your head. You don't have to be a person of color to come and walk in, and you don't have to feel like you're not welcome because whatever circumstance may be. Like, they're here to help you, and it's all up to you to really make things happen. Just as a student leader to other student leaders, it's up to you to make a change, and the resources are there. You just have to take them.